Check, 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 check. Testing, check, check, test. Checking 1, 2. Testing, check, check, test. All right, I'm back with another live stream here on the channel. Welcome back to Bet at Your Own Risk. I am Vortex46. We're here to go over the analytical stuff for the NBA for tonight. First game just ended roughly about 10 minutes ago. Orlando won. I had them, per my video from earlier today, or this morning, should I say, I had Orlando covering the 4.5 spread full game. They cashed. Could have went with the Grizzlies first half spread because I checked that out yesterday and I was like, actually looks fairly decent. But I said, this is a, Franz Mo return home. You know what I mean? Felt like that Orlando could cover, and it looked like they almost didn't, but they pulled it out in the last, I guess, 5 or so minutes in the game, fourth quarter, and they won and covered. So congratulations to them. But with that, we're diving into the rest of these games. We have 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7:30, 2 of those, 8 p.m., 8:30, 10 p.m., 10 p.m., excuse me, and 10:30 p.m. game. Let's see what we can do per this game today here. I did look up some analytical stuff for 3 of the games, technically. We can do, well, I did already show the analytical side for Detroit Pistons Suns game. I'm going with the under. I grabbed it at 223.5. Decided to do that, but I did say in the video, that was the other video, that I was considering taking the Suns under their team total points, 107.5. It currently is sitting at 106.5, with Booker out now. And we can look at that real briefly, even just without the analytical side of things. When with Booker out, and see, now it dipped down to 105.5. So I was on the bus, I was on my way home. I was really like, I really need to take this. I feel like I need to take this 106.5. But as you see, the books currently believe that they're going to get the 107, but they also believe that they're going to go under the 106. So kind of, pick which side you want to do. Now they're 9-1 to going over, right? So, but one of the things, Detroit at home, they're actually 3-1 to stopping in the last 4 home games here, specifically in the month of January. They've been shutting teams down from scoring even 100 points, right? 3 of the games, they shut down the Clippers, Chicago, and the Knicks from scoring even 100 points. 2 of them, they couldn't even score 95. And they also shut down Portland here way back on December 22nd. So there's that. They're allowing 111 points on the season currently, but when we look with Booker out of the game, this is what they're doing. They're averaging 102, just shy of 103 on the season. So I just personally believe that they can once again go under the 106, under 107. Like I said, the original line was 108, and as you see, it dipped down to 2 points to 106. So there's that. So and the books currently right now, like I said, they personally believe they're going to go under. They believe they're going to go 105, but then they also believe that that's where they're going to stop. So we shall see, because even just in the last 5 games, there were 3 games on the season. They're technically 2-1 to the under without Booker in the spot. But again, these are technically on the road too. So 2-1 on the road without Booker. Can they make it the 3rd game without Booker as of tonight? We'll see. I personally believe that Detroit's defense is going to stop that. But with that, Duran is back. Harris is playing. He's back. who was Isaiah Stewart. They announced him last night. They said that he was playing as of yesterday because I got that notification on my phone. So I would encourage you to say take this under the 106, in which I'm more than likely probably going to do as well. I'm just mad that I missed out on that extra 2 points. That's all. Because sometimes you want that, but I was so busy. I was at work. I was training somebody. I did not have any time. I re-looked at it while I was on the bus, but it was like, all right, I need to go do some other stuff. I need to post my picks because it was just a busy day, and I didn't get a chance to do any of that stuff because, like I said, it was just a busy day at work, and I was training somebody. I didn't have any time to do anything. Really didn't even touch my phone really to even really do anything. But yeah, I would encourage to take the Phoenix Suns under their team total points tonight. But while we're talking about it, I might as well just do that now. Let's see what. Well, that's the thing. Outlier says one thing, but on my phone per Outlier, the site, it says something totally different. So let's look at this real quick. So Outlier currently has them going under 106 on the sports betting app, and you can technically get a better number, minus 105 on FanDuel, on BetMGM, really on DraftKings too. I don't have any funds with DraftKings, but do have BetMGM. But let me look at this. I also take, I'll go over this too. I took Charlotte to cover the first half spread against the Lakers tonight, but I'll dive into that soon. Let me see. So it's a different number. Instead of it being one, yeah, it says 104 on DraftKings and it says 106 on FanDuel. It's saying 104 here for them to go under the 106 on FanDuel. So let me run over to FanDuel right now. And let's put this pick in live here. And also too, I forgot to mention, I'm over on WAP.com with the crew that I'm with. This is Lando Sussex, Top Sports Debate section of the WAP. Y'all should join us. We're over here. This is where I do my live streams, where I do community parlays almost every day for the NBA. And then you also get access to Lando's picks. Bobby and Tony are our cappers, and our newest capper here is Q Keezy here. He is smacking the books all the time, pretty much. The legend there. But also I have my personal Discord here. If you want to join my Discord, you can do that too. All that stuff will be pinned in the description. I think after I do the stream, mainly after I do the stream. But let me put this pick in on FanDuel real quick. Like I said, I am fading the Suns team total points under. So it is a minus 106. So like I said, on Outlier, it was showing minus 104 on my phone, but it technically is 106 here on FanDuel. It's okay. I'll put it in on FanDuel. I don't care that it's like 1 point less on BetMGM. I'm just going to put this on. I'm going to do this on. I'm going to do this over here on FanDuel. Pretty much everything that I do I'm going to more than likely post again over on my Discord and the WAP over on Top Sports Debate with the crew. But my main pick hit, and this is my second pick. I'm taking the under on total. I'm taking the under, but it was 223.5 earlier today, so I'm taking that. Let's dive into some of the games that I did dive into analytical wise. My Thunder, we the champions, we're heading to Houston Rockets tonight. We're heading to Houston tonight. This is the data per, I believe this is, let me just double check here. I can't remember. Celtics Heat. Here we go. So let me see if I can pull this. There it goes. Right there. There we go. So this is the data for the Thunder versus Rockets tonight. My Thunder are ATS wise on the season. We have a record of currently our record is We're 34-7. The Rockets are 23-14. My Thunder are ATS wise 20-21. On the road, we're 8-10. We're under currently. In the month of January, we have a record of 4-2. We won 4 games. We just recently beat San Antonio, so we'll take that win. ATS wise, when it's pertaining to January, we're 2-4 though. So it's a bit of a down scope when it's pertaining to covering anything ATS wise currently. When it's pertaining to this -4.5 though, we are 0-1, and that was pretty much on the road. So that's per the actual number right now for the game. When it's pertaining to the over-under total, we're 21-20. So it's a little bit of a flip compared to the ATS. And we're an even 9-9 on the road to covering. But on Thursdays, we this is for Thursdays in general when it's pertaining to the over-under. We're 3-1 to the over. And we're 4-3 in the month of January to the over. So that's that information, right? But then this is what the Rockets data says. So the Rockets are ATS wise 18-19, just under 500 at home, under 500, 6-8 to covering. ATS wise on Thursdays they're even 2-2. In the month of January they're 3-4 currently with their win-loss record. But then ATS they suck, right? 1-6. Just a little bit of a difference compared to my Thunder, right? So both teams are struggling to cover in this month. And same thing, same spot for the I found this interesting. For a +4.5, the Rockets are 0-1 as well at home. So both teams in this spot, they're 0-1. So the question becomes, who would you take to cover this spread? Sengun is recently just coming back. Again, no Fred VanVleet, he's out for the season. So what would you gauge for this spot here? That's the question if you decided to go with an ATS, right? When it's pertaining to the over-under, it's 19-18, just above 500, with an even 7-7 over-under at home. They have an even over-under on Thursdays, and they're also 1-6, though, just like they are ATS, covering an over-under spot. So the question becomes, when you're looking at the data here, what do you really decide to do? Do you decide to take this 222.5? Do you decide to possibly take my Thunder to cover the -4.5? Do you believe that we can beat the Rockets by 5 points, right? Or do you believe that the Rockets don't lose by 5? Maybe they win. You know what I mean? Like the books currently believe that they're going to cover this +4.5 at a -105 over on the Bet Score app. And they're actually 3-2 in the last 5 games to covering the +4.5. That's the question at hand. As you see here, when it's pertaining to the Rockets in the last 10, even again, per the data, pull it up again, their over-under record is 19-7 with a 7-7 home, right? So all of this green that you're seeing is mostly road games, more than likely, right? Yep. See, look at this. 3, 4, 5, 6. They've been on the road 6 of the last 10 games. And a lot of those games still went under. They're back at home. When you're gauging with their spot at home, they're 0-1, 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 3-2 at home in the last 10 games. While my Thunder, when it's pertaining to us on the road, we're 0-1, 1-1, 1-2 in the last 3 road games. So that's kind of the question. Do you truly decide to take this over here, or the total under, or do you take it over? The books currently believe that it's going to go over. The books believe it's going to currently go under. Right? What did it originally open up at? It looks like it was a little bit higher, 223.5. So it really hasn't done anything, anywhere movement. Excuse me, I can't talk. So it only dipped up 222.5. And it's kind of been hovering around this 222.5 most of since last night? Right? Yep, since last night. So that's what I'm saying. Do you consider taking this under here tonight when the Rockets More importantly, they were covering at on the road, but they're 3-2 in the last 5 home games to the over, just above. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. Let's look at the first half. Let's see. The books currently believe that the under is going to hit. No, they believe it's going to hit over 114, even though both have been covering under in the last 10 games more. Both are 60%, 6-4. Again, the books believe this is going to hit at 114. My Thunder is 4 straight games. One of those are on the road. So technically in the last 5, we're 1-0 on the road. Rockets, they're 2-0 at home to going over this 114. That's what I'm saying. What do you really pick? With me, when I look at the data, even just without looking at any extra analytical stuff, I look at what the teams are scoring, how many points they're scoring, how many points they're giving up. Rockets at home, they score 57 against Chicago, and they allow Chicago to 60. Rockets at home on the 5th, 54 points, they allow Phoenix to score 60. So just in the month of January alone, they've only scored higher than 55 points two times in the month, but they allowed 5 teams to get 55 points or higher. While my Thunder, even just on the road in these last 5, we did not score 50. We scored 46 at Memphis. But technically, in the month of January, we scored 49 against Phoenix. We scored 64 against Golden State. But this was at home. We did score 73, 70, 64 against Portland, Atlanta, and Philly. I don't know. I personally kind of feel like this under, even though the books believe that it's going to go over, I kind of believe this will go under the 114 tonight. But it just depends on if, say, my Thunder are now Dort's Q-tagged. How long has he been Q-tagged? He's been questionable since last night or yesterday morning with a left foot soreness. Still no Hartenstein for us. Houston, Eason's still out. Smith's still out. Like I said, Fred VanVleet's pretty much out for the year. If anything, I might just take this first half total under, because I really don't think that, because we're both hitting at a 60% hit rate. 4 straight for us, 3 and 2 in the last 5 alone for Houston. So I would rather take the under. So I'm just going to lock that in there. Let me see what it's actually showing for my I'll allow on my phone, because it might not be 125. Let's see. We're under. So it's a minus 115 for it to go under, minus 105 on Caesars. So, I'm sorry, excuse me, I apologize. Minus 110 for the 114. There's EV to the under. Doesn't say. Let me go back. Crap. I hate that. It fully backs you fully out on the spot. It just doesn't say what the EV is. That's okay. So that's why I'm saying pick your poison of what you really believe. Rock is at home. 50 plus points have been scored. I mean, excuse me. I apologize. That was OKC. Rock is at home. They scored 57 and 54 in these last 5 games against Phoenix. And then they scored 56 against Portland on the 9th, but they scored under 50 twice. My Thunder, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 of those games hit above the 50, but we scored 46 against Memphis. But then again, we allowed so many points 3 times in this spot. So again, the question becomes, could we allow Houston to score the 55, 60 points. Let's look at the head-to-head. Last year, this was the only game to be played that was at us. It was 50, 57, 51. We scored 51. They scored 57. It went under. What was that? 108. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take the under. I'm gonna do it. Just based on the head-to-head, I'm gonna do it. It's just gonna depend on what we see in the, I would say, the first quarter and a half. So give me the under. I'm gonna take the under. That's that one. What was the other game that it was that? And there's another one here. So Celtics Heat. This is what it says for them. Celtics are currently 24-15 on the season. Miami's 21-19. Celtics ATS wise, they're 21-18. So covering on the road, they're 12-8. Positive for them. They have a 2-1 record on Thursdays covering ATS. In the month of January, they're 4-3. On the win-loss record, ATS wise, they're 3-4 though, just up under 500. When it's pertaining to the -2.5, where the current line is, I don't think it budged anywhere. Even 8-8 to covering, and an even 5-5 on the road. So there's that, right? They have a positive on the road to covering specifically, just in general, but to covering this -2.5, they're even spot. Over under record is 17-22, so most of the games are going under, and a road record of a over under 8-12. On Thursdays 1-2. So you're seeing, and even in the month of January, to the over under 2-5. So a lot of these games are going under. So automatically off top, you're thinking like, okay, is this game gonna go under? Is this first half gonna go under? Type of stuff. That's the ultimate question based on what the Celtics. But then when you look at the Heat, this is what their stuff says. They're 23-17 to ATS covering, with a 12-8, just like the Celtics are on the road, but they're 12-8 at home to covering. ATS wise, they're also 2-1 to covering on Thursdays. But when it's pertaining to the month of January with the win-loss record, they're 3-4-1 because they did have that one game where it's supposed to be replayed on the 29th of this month, I believe, something like that, against the Bulls. That was at Chicago. So that's where that one at the end there comes from. Same thing, ATS 3-4 in the month of January to covering 3-4-1. But when it's pertaining to covering a +2.5, they're 3-10 in general, but at home they're actually 1-0. So a little bit different than what the Celtics are doing to this 2.5, right? And then the over/under record, they're 19-21 with a home record of a 10-10 even. But on Thursdays it's 0-3, and in the month of January, this month so far, currently 3-4-1. I personally feel like this can still go under the 220, 230, 234 currently. The books believe that it's going to go under. There's EV to the under, right? Yeah, I really do personally believe that this will go under the total here. Just because, if I remember correctly, I was live on my homie Lando's stream, and I believe they played against each other that day. This was like 3 weeks ago. And I talked about their head-to-head and the over hit in that game. So Boston won 121-116. Yep, that was that day. Yep, that literally was roughly about 3 weeks ago when I talked about this game. I was saying, like, you have Boston, a slow-paced team, versus Miami, a fast-paced team. What's really going to happen? Now, at that time, Tyler Hero wasn't in. Now that Tyler Hero is back, his fourth game in tonight, the question becomes, how will this play out tonight? Could it still hit the 10? Could it still hit 234 tonight? Could it still go over just like it did in their first matchup? Possibly. But when it's pertaining to these teams, the under has been more prevalent for both. Well, for the Celtics, while the Heat are covering at a 60% to the over. Now, the last 5 though, Miami are 3-2, Boston are 4-1 to the under. Again, could it happen? Could this go under? Boston 96, 95, 125, 110, 115. They did score 110 points or higher 3 straight games a few games ago in the month. Miami 127, 112, but 99, 94, and 125. So 2 of the games they couldn't even hit 100. And that was on the road. They're back at home. So technically at home, 127, 125. So above 120. Boston on the road, 98 in the last 5. The question becomes, let's look at the last 10. 120, 146, 120, 121, 129, 108, 1. So they've only did this twice where they could not score 110 points. They came close against Portland on the 28th. Miami at home, 127, 125, 115, 147, 142. The question becomes, with what you're seeing here, could this possibly go over the 234? Miami is scoring so much. How much are they giving up? Specifically at home, 116, 123, 125. Head to head, they allowed Boston to score 129 against them on the 19th, and Boston allowed them to score 116. Now that I'm really breaking down even just the smallest of stuff of how I even take some totals and stuff like that, now I'm curious and wondering, can Boston shut down Miami from scoring 120 plus points, even 110? You would basically need, same thing, Miami to score 115 or higher. Boston, same thing, 115 and higher. You need both teams to score 117 points. Both. That's the question. They technically did it in the last meeting. Miami scored 116, Boston scored 129. I think it was like the late third quarter, early fourth, if I remember, where Boston decided to run away with the game. So it's just something that you have to fully consider to look at. Now, Davion Mitchell is not playing in this game. So let me see. He probably played on the 19th, but I want to see. Look at this real quick. December 19th. Funny enough, Davion Mitchell did not play in this game at all. But Norman Powell did. Cullen Ware was starting at the time. Jaquez was playing. So Jaquez is out tonight. So that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe, possibly, this can still hit the actual 234. What was it that game? It was 230, 233. So literally just a point off. So maybe I change my stance and take the 234. Because maybe in the midst of them doing what they did in these last few games, you know what I mean? Like Boston, what they did, maybe it shifts because they're on the road now and they actually do this because they only did it. That's the thing. They only did it twice where they did not score 115 points or higher. They only did it twice. while Miami has been consistently scoring 115 points, consistently more so at home. So you know what? I'm going to go with the over. I'm going to take the over. Excuse me. It's a minus 112. So go on FanDuel again. Because like I said, they actually seemingly, possibly, maybe, per this new year, not the first half. I don't mean to do the first half. Well, let's look at the first half. Let me see real quick. Sidebar. Because I might do it's not 121. The books currently believe it's going to go under. See, they haven't gone under though. I mean, they haven't gone over. They've gone. I mean, yeah, they haven't gone on over. They've gone under. Boston 50%, last 5, 80% to the under. Miami 40%, 60% to the under. So again, maybe they do go over the 121. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna take the first half. I mean, not the first half. I'm gonna take the full game total over. Something interesting. It must be something interesting that they see. Let me look at this lineup again. Wiggins is so Ware is not starting now though. So Powell's going to be there. Larson. Honestly, I really do believe that this will. Now looking at the data here, I really do believe that this will hit the over. 234. So we shall see with that. All right. And then next up, like I said, sidebar. Like I mentioned, I took the Hornets to cover at +1.5 against the Lakers on the road. They're hitting at 60% hit rate. Lakers are 3-7 to covering the 1.5 here. More specifically, at home, they're 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 2-3, 3-3, 3-4 to covering at home. While Charlotte on the road, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, just above 500. Just personally believe that Charlotte can cover this spot. Maybe consider. Let's look at this here. Let's look at the total. It is 114. They believe currently that it's going to go under. Last 5, Charlotte are 3-2. Lakers are 2-3. Last 10, 50%. Lakers are hitting at a 70%, 7-3 to the over. At home, 81, 52, 54, 66, 65, 68, 53. They've allowed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At least those teams to score 55 or around 55 or higher against them. Charlotte on the road, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those games on the road, they hit 55 or higher. They allowed 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 scored 55 or higher against them. Still kind of believe that they can still get possibly the 114, but currently the books is going to go under. So we'll see. But again, I decided to take Charlotte because they are just above 500 on covering the first half spread. Next up, and pretty much because I really didn't get a chance to look at everything because, like I said, I was just busy at work. Didn't get a chance to even dive into any other data for anything really. I kind of did a rush job on grabbing the info. This is the only other game that I looked up here. It was the Knicks and Warriors. So Knicks and Warriors on the season, they are Knicks are currently 25-15. Warriors are 22-19. Knicks ATS wise are 21-20. On the road with 6-14 though to covering. ATS wise on the Thursday they're 0-2. And in the month of January, win-loss record are 2-5, and also 2-5 to covering an ATS. So there's that. I apologize. This was too. I don't know why this did this. I apologize. This is strange. I don't know why I did this. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can fix that. I'm gonna try to do this off the cuff. What the? Why is it fascinating? There we go. I was gonna do this live. I don't know why that was strange. Why did it do that? Let me re-grab this and see. I'm just gonna re-download this because that was weird that it did that for that image. So strange, right? Let me see. It did it again, looks like. Why did it do that? And it's not even like I didn't touch anything, didn't move anything per the actual well, I guess I'll just use the spot here. I think I'll just do that. That was so weird that it did it. I don't know why it's doing what it did per the download, but this is my Canva here, but this is what it says. I'll just use this I'll use the Canva site per my downloadable stuff. But this is what it says. Warriors are 19-22 to covering ATS, but at home they're 11-9. All right, above 500 on Thursdays, covering ATS 3-2, and are above 500 with a win record of 4-3 in the month of January. But ATS wise in the month they're 3-4. I almost forgot to mention for the Knicks when it's pertaining to a 7.5 or above, they're 0-1 on the road. Technically, that's the only spot here for their record. And their over/under record 22-18 with an even 10-10 on the road. But they're 2-0 to covering an over/under on Thursdays. And in the month of January, they're 3-4 to the over/under. Now back to the Warriors. When it's pertaining to the -7.5, 12-17 to covering the -7.5, and they have an even 5-5 home record to covering the -7.5. So it's kind of feel like the Knicks maybe possibly covering the +7.5. The question becomes, is Brunson gonna play because he did get injured late game last night? He is now officially out, so that is going to. When did they announce that? That was an hour ago. So then where's the spread at now? It's still. So now it looks like it dipped down. No. No, it originally opened up at -3.5, so it's still sitting at a 7.5. When it's pertaining to their over/under record of 23-18, with an even home over/under record of 10-10. But then on Thursdays, they're also just above 500, just like the Knicks, with a 3-2 record. But in the month of January, they're 2-5. So kind of pick your poison if you want to take the total here. I don't know if I would choose the Knicks to cover tonight without Brunson. Let's see if we have any data with Brunson out for the Knicks to cover. What do? They technically do cover 7-3. They are ATS wise, they are 6-3. So positive spot. Let's look at their data. But again, this was last year. They have 3 games on the season for this year. They're 2-1 to covering the plus 7.5. One of those games are on the road. That was at Miami. 115-113 loss. But on the road in general, in these last 10 games, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 4-2 to covering a plus 7.5 on the road. So that's without Brunson on the court. So the question becomes, can the Warriors, can Golden State cover this? Can the Warriors cover this minus 7.5? Currently, books believe that they're not. They believe that the under is going to hit. Probably because Brunson's out. Let me look at Knicks team total points under without Brunson. Let me see. Because again, currently they believe they're going to go under. So it's a minus 125. Currently, let me see. Do I fade? They're actually going over. 6-4 to the over, not the under. 2 games without Brunson. 3 games. They're 2-1 to the over. Let me see. Golden State. Again, you want them to go under 111. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the last 10 hit 111. Let's look at their home spot. 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, 2-4. So 2-4 to not being able to stop a team from scoring 111 points on the road. So that's a question. Give me one moment. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the brief thing. Let's see. Do I decide to take this? Under. I may just go with the over. So it's 111. They're averaging 114 without this. Again, this was out without Brunson. Most of the time, they're hitting 110 or higher. Most of the time. Let me go on ahead and they're every other game too. So technically, per a trend, they're possibly in the spot where they'll still get the 111 on the road. 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 2-3, 2-4. Excuse me. 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 2-3, 3-3, 4-3. What about Golden State's team total? They got them pushing to a 118. They're on 115. At home, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 4-2. In the last 6 home games, Knicks 0-2, 0-3. These are road games. 1-3, 2-3, 3-3, 4-3, to allowing a team to score 118 against them with them on the road. Let me see. They got the Knicks scoring 57. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the last 10 scored it. 0-1, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, 4-2 in the last 6 home games that they allowed the team to score 57. Without Brunson on the court. Now on the season, they're 1-2. They scored 78 against Miami, but then on but that was at home. On the road, they only scored 51, and against Minnesota, they only scored 52. Again, they're 4-2 to allowing a team to score 57 points. And these are road games, so 4-6. They're averaging 55. Technically on the season, they're 0-2. So there's that. Kind of wondering, kind of questioning, do I take this? What do I really want to do? Again, we are going to go under. Just trying to see if I could find the right look. The last 5, they scored 119, 130, 120. They're at full strength, basically. See, Mitchell Robinson isn't playing tonight. And Brunson's out. Seth is the only one out. Let's go with the 118. Really do kind of feel like Golden State can make it happen. That'll pretty much be the look here. Let's see if this will work out. Let's see though. Now the books will currently believe that they're going to go under the 118, but we'll see. But that's the pick, and I'm gonna round robin all of this. That way, I mean not round. Excuse me, not round. I'm gonna parlay all of this together. This is plus 572. We'll do. So 3, 4. It's okay. I tried to get the right number, but that's okay. It is all right. Let's hope for the best for this pick. And that's pretty much that. That'll do it. Good stream, in my opinion, with nobody here. But hopefully you enjoyed the stream and the analytics side of stuff. Let's hope for the best for tonight. And if you're on WAP, you can head on over there because I'm going to go over there and do this live stream here. Again, join us. Top Sports Debate. Homie Lando, Bobby, Tony, Q Keezy. Join us. That's Coppers over there. Like I said, I'm about to do this live stream, do this community parlay real quick over there. But with that, I'm out. Y'all stay safe, stay humble, and hope for the best for tonight in all that you do, whether it's putting a prediction together or not. But I'll holler at you later, guys. Peace.